I see the comedy in it. That's for sure. No, but it's equally gross.
I was sitting out in the truck. Walks like super fast over the truck and he jumps and closes the door. He's like, go, 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 go. And I was like, what? And he just showed me the video and I was like dying. I had to like stop the truck so I could laugh for a minute before I was like actually driving.
Darko Us. I don't know if you recall, the first time I found out about him was actually with you, and I remember saying like, I can't tell if I like these guys or not. And, turns out I ended up really liking them. So.
How old are these guys? How long have they been around?
Not very long. I want to say like 2 years. So 2020 is when it. So they were probably founded around like 2019.
Do you remember what musician you're listening to?
Oh,
and
it was
on
just
suggested these guys came up.
It was just on my feed. No, you know what it was? I was watching a reaction video.
You gotta be some kind of loser to make reaction videos. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be a stinking loser to do that.
We don't associate with those kind of
we
people.
don't associate with those parasites.
Yeah.
I was in this house, but it was late at night. I was...
So right there, what do you think of that intro?
That's heavy. I like that. I like that a lot. No beating around the bush.
Yeah, it just
It's
gets
like
into it.
A lot of the other metal, it'll kind of annoy me sometimes because it'll be like an 8-minute song with a 3-minute song. You know what I mean? Like just this ridiculous long intro of chains dragging and kids screaming and just
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
haunted house sounds, and you're just like, dude, like if I have it on my playlist, I just want it to play and get to the point. It's like if I'm driving, I don't want to be like skipping on my phone.
Listening to the same like sampled combination of like scenes from what's that one? Here's Johnny. That's that movie. Like
the cover art matches the sound of it.
I'm not even really sure what I see when I look at the cover art. Kind of just looks like an alien head with a like attached to some kind of chair.
It looks more like a video game art or cover art rather than a record.
You made us bow to your loyals of worship. You in the flesh you make my damn worthless. You made us bow to your loyals of worship. You in the flesh, I am not worthless. I am not worthless. I am not worthless.
Those two sections. I was curious. So, what were your first thoughts when it dropped in with the vocals to when it went like, you know, when it changed and it got all crazy?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. It sounds good. It sounds like it's a good transition. It doesn't sound awkward at all. Like it sounds like that transition belongs there.
yeah. When I first thought of showing you the song, I was thinking of that intro part where he first started the vocals, where would be the part where you're like, oh yeah, that didn't do it for me, and that would kind of set your tone for the rest of the song.
Because of fly, can't tell the pain. Fly, can't tell the pain. Round and round, it goes and goes. Defeating circles as the distance go. Too tired from repetition, they fight just burning and burning and burning. Running round, it goes and goes. Painting circles as the distance goes. Too tired from purpose, the daylight is burning and burning and burning. Can you tell me that you've truly found your purpose in me? How long must you
What'd you think of that section?
Dude, I usually cannot stand drops.
Okay.
On metal music, it's just like skinny jean dudes like complaining about their problems, and then they do a drop and they're just like dancing around like whatever, and it's just like, this is awkward and embarrassing, and I feel like really cringe for you.
They're like kicking up their legs, like,
yeah, I'm never gonna call her again. You know, but like actual metal, like actual like mean violent metal that
gives you that like,
big boy stuff, not little child metal.
Yeah, or makes you scrunch your nose
good.
up, and you're just like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like when you smell something really gross, only you're like, when you smell that skunk, you're like, ooh,
oh yeah.
Stinky, or when you
Stinky.
when you see your uncle taking a shower, you're just like,
oh, God.
I'm gonna make you watch Uncle Johnny shower again, and you're like, ooh, don't make me do that.
Ooh, that's too much.
Oh boy.
This would be just from the sound of this track. I don't obviously know what any of the other stuff sounds like, but I would say this definitely beats out Devil Driver for me.
Really?
100%.
Really?
The last couple times I've tried to listen to Devil Driver just didn't really float my boat as much.
Yeah, they're like more recent stuff.
Even the older stuff that I was really into back in the day.
Really?
It just kind of doesn't hold that same spot in me anymore. But this definitely has that like aggressiveness that a lot of the other artists that you've showed me just doesn't have. Not saying I know anything about this stuff. I am a noob or whatever with all of it, and I don't have the time to really invest into learning much about this stuff. But Infant Annihilator, sorry, it took me a second to remember their name.
Oh, yeah.
I would still put Infant Annihilator as... I still haven't heard anything that competes with that.
Okay.
Like, that is just...
Oh, on just the level of just nastiness.
Just the level of nastiness and just how good it sounds.
Yeah.
Like, it just sounds good. Infant Annihilator you can just put on and just listen to while driving and just like... I would still say this is a notch below that, but I would say this is a close second.
Oh, yeah. No, it's honestly the Infant Annihilator is going for like a totally different crowd. A lot, I'm sure there are plenty of Infant Annihilator fans that like Darko Us, but Infant Annihilator is on a much different level when it comes to like just chaos. You know what I mean? Just
they
like
set the bar real high for themselves.
Listening to them would be like, it's like a chaos simulator.
Yeah.
It's just insaneness all over the place, but it's just below too much. Where it's just like, okay, they're just being insane for being insane. It's like, no, they're like adding that level of technicality to it, and there's like, you would classify them more as like technical death metal or something like that, whereas this I feel like is like deathcore-ish, like kind of with the drops and whatnot, or like still like death metal when it gets like fast and stuff, but it's sort of like technical, but it's just not aiming for that like insanity all the time. And I feel like it's more of just like an experience, like to listen to it and just be like all these kind of crazy noises, the way like the scraping sound he uses the guitar on a lot, that like keep going.
Yeah,
all right. Could you hear the guitar on that one? That sound? Yeah, they achieved that with like a really low tuning, and it kind of sounds like he's using a floating bridge of some kind, or he's playing the string bent initially and then releasing the bend back to its like form. That's how he gets that. But it's, I don't know, it just is like really well fitted. I felt like it just was like singing heavy.
Prefer when metal music doesn't have a video, because a lot of times when we watch the videos, the video takes away from the music, and it's just like sometimes the videos are really stupid.
Yeah.
So I almost appreciate it more not having a video. That's all.
Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Regardless, they do have like lyric videos and stuff where the lyrics are popping up, so you know what they're saying.
Like I like that with Infant Annihilator and like
especially Infant Annihilator, because their lyrics are very kid friendly.
Yeah, and dude, the other band that I like that stopped doing it is Bro Job.
No, I totally feel you. Like a lot of the time, what was that one song? Like, I See You Pee, where he's singing about like having a tiny and stuff, or like peeing on himself.
As you say, going up to the urinal and
yeah,
he's embarrassed the guy next to him is gonna see it and everything.
Yeah, he's like some call it a tic tac, but they don't make a miniature version of that.
Yeah,
it's like those funny lines you wouldn't know if you didn't. What do you think of that?
Dude, I liked that a lot. That had such a new metal vibe to it. Those little pauses, it almost sounded like
with the little like kind of like electronic sounds and stuff.
Yeah, what's that really gay band we used to like?
I don't know about you, sir, but I never ever liked gay music.
We're gonna break stuff.
Break your face tonight.
Who's that band?
Fred Durst. Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. I totally got a Limp Bizkit vibe from that part right there.
Really?
Oh yeah, go back and play it. Just
that's
those little spots.
I guess.
Doesn't that sound like that would have been like that? If that little section was drawn out for 10 seconds, it would have been the intro to a Limp Bizkit song.
All right, I guess that the electric drum sound.
We're gonna pick their noses.